Can't exactly mark our spots.
No, I was going to say, I'm used to having toe pads, but...
Sure. The rep.
Are we sure about that?
Are you emceeing?
I think so.
Are you on sync?
Yeah. All right.
I'm looking forward to those scintillating introductions. Yeah, right.
We've got a tight schedule here.
Yeah, how much time do you have? Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today. This is a tremendous event that we enjoy every year. Without further ado, I'm going to move into the program, and I'd like to introduce the man who not only brings the money, but today has also brought the sunshine, the Governor of the Commonwealth, Charlie Baker.
So, first of all, I'm going to take full credit for the sunshine, since that's the first time anybody's ever given me credit for that one. I just want to thank everybody for coming out today, and I especially want to say how much we appreciate as a team being here today to celebrate the funding of the MassTrails grants and the many recipients that are receiving these grants across the Commonwealth. It's obviously a great day for the Commonwealth, not just because the sun's out, because it's a great day for all the communities that are going to receive these awards. These projects and the funding to make them happen have in many cases been a long time coming, and they're the result of a tremendous amount of work from many people in a lot of different places around Massachusetts, and I do want to take a second to recognize all that effort. One of the great lessons, and some would say one of the silver linings of the past 15 or 16 months, has been this incredible reconnection that people have felt toward nature and toward spending time outside, and the tremendous benefit that it offers by improving the overall health, including physical health as well as mental health and well-being for people. And whether it's a walk through your neighborhood or a hike to the summit of Mount Greylock, where the Lieutenant Governor and I and Secretary Theoharides were last week, or visiting a local trail, our administration continues to encourage and support these opportunities to expand access to the outdoors so that people of all abilities can access the benefits of nature and of living an active and a healthy lifestyle. On this one, I just have to tell a personal story, which is we live on the North Shore of Boston, and the Lynn Woods, which is, I think, the second largest municipal park in the United States, is not that far from our house. It's 2,200 acres, and it's quite a place. And for the almost 30 years that our family has lived on the North Shore, my wife has been saying for that 30-year period, you know, we should go take a walk in the Lynn Woods. And for 30 years, I said, yeah, it sounds like a great idea, honey. I'll get back to you on that. And finally, in the midst of the pandemic, when there was really literally like nothing else to do that was safe, I agreed to go for a walk in the Lynn Woods. And I now have a whole phone that's full of pictures of the 750 times since then we've gone for walks in the Lynn Woods, along with pictures of other places we've gone for walks, like Breakheart Reservation, the Commons in Beverly, the Pass up in Gloucester. I don't know where I've been for the past 30 years or so, but the outdoor resources that are available to us here in the Commonwealth are extraordinary, and I do believe that for many of us, including me, it took a point in time when you really didn't have much options at all to actually get me out to appreciate the truly magnificent assets these represent to the Commonwealth, and why it's so important to invest in them. And I am going to put a quick plug in at this point for the $100 million that's in our proposal before the legislature to invest in our parks across the Commonwealth. We're big believers that if ever there was a time when we should do something truly transformational with respect to all of our public recreational assets, and especially our parks, it's now. And since there are folks from the legislature standing behind me, I do feel a certain obligation to encourage them to discuss with their colleagues this great opportunity that we have to make a very significant investment in the great outdoors that goes way beyond what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about $4 million in funding for these new facilities across the Commonwealth, which will give residents and visitors even more opportunity to explore the great outdoors and to serve as a launch pad for future opportunities in each region that supports the protection, conservation, and enjoyment of these very precious natural resources. The final point I'll make about this is we have in many ways been through an incredibly difficult year and a half. And one of the things that has made this manageable for people has been the ability to access many of these wonderful resources. And while we had a record number of folks that were outdoors during the pandemic, I think it's important that we continue to do things to maintain this trend going forward. And announcements like this today, as well as a significant amount of money we've got pending before the legislature, can make it possible to ensure that everybody in Massachusetts, even including guys like me, who took a long time to get there, who can understand and appreciate the value and the importance of our municipal and state and federal assets here in Massachusetts. And with that, I will turn it over to the Lieutenant Governor.
Okay, great.
Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning. Look at this. It's great. And thank you, Governor. We give you all the credit for that. These are great events, and the ones that we've been able to attend, particularly before COVID, are always well attended. There's always a lot of excitement and enthusiasm around our rail trail program, a program that our administration put more emphasis on in establishing a task force that included state agency officials, but also the officials from the community of people, both local officials as well as people who advocate and want to see more of these rails and amenities available and accessible for people all across our Commonwealth. So we've been able to put some emphasis on the plan to see more of these stretches of rail system connect and give people more of an amazing experience. For the residents who live here in Massachusetts, and for many who come to our great Commonwealth as a destination to explore and enjoy what we know is such a treasure. This is a terrific program. It works. The $4 million that the governor announced reaches over 50 projects, but there's clearly more work to do. When you think about the Sagamore Bridge to Provincetown, you get 67 miles, and our administration has made it a priority to try to close those gaps so the continuous stretch can actually be a real effort, but you need dollars to do that. The ARPA funds clearly are an opportunity for us to have that one-time investment to see these linkages become real, not only here in this beautiful part of our Commonwealth, but in all parts of our Commonwealth. I see Gardner, I see a lot of you coming from faraway places to be here. Really smart move, because there's a lot of great things to do while you're here on the Cape. But we really want to see the ARPA dollars put to a really smart and good use that will serve our Commonwealth for many, many years to come. The other part of it is, I know these dollars get into the hands of local officials. These are not easy projects to actually get done. They're complicated. They require, design and permitting, maybe land acquisition, and clearly a lot of communication with the abutters and property owners to make everyone feel comfortable that these stretches of rail, when they're close by to them, will make sense. And we clearly are celebrating today the beautiful amenities that this allows us to have, more outdoor activities, get together with family and friends. A couple of weekends ago, my husband and I and our kids got on the rail trail and went down toward Orleans. And what we found ourselves doing was saying, okay, are there any new places along the rail trail to stop and have an ice cream or coffee? And it clearly is an opportunity for economic development. Small businesses popping up along the rail trail to capture the many people enjoying the ride or the walk. So it brings more revenue to local communities. It combines the best of our business community with our natural assets that are just so special and important to us. All of you are stewards of this, and we know investing these dollars in you make good things happen, and we're very happy to highlight and promote this today. And joined with our colleagues, Senator Susan Moran, as well as Representative Stephen Zaros, who've always been longtime advocates for this program, and clearly putting words in your mouth, but I don't think it's a forced effort, is to see that more dollars are devoted to this program in our future. So congratulations to all the recipients. Enjoy your time here, and we look forward to getting out into your communities and enjoying what you have to offer. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. I'd like to introduce the Secretary of the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs, Kathleen Theoharides.
Well, good morning. It's great to see so many partners and folks who have come to the table here to make these projects a reality from all over the state. We usually spend a lot of time focused on converting kids to be outdoor recreation users, but I'm so glad to see that the pandemic has given the governor an opportunity to spend more time at our great DCR resources and other open space across the Commonwealth. I do have some of those pictures, including from Nickerson State Park down here on the Cape, where I think we were talking about invasives and seeing, what can we do to really breathe more resources into our state park system, into open space, into rail trails and bike paths and things that people have depended on in such a big way, not just during the pandemic, but throughout time here in our state. And in Massachusetts, we are blessed with tremendous outdoor resources from the Berkshires to the Cape. It's a $10.8 billion industry, outdoor rec. And that doesn't cover all of the other benefits that these places and spaces provide in terms of water quality, in terms of climate resilience, and wildlife. So I think as we move forward from this pandemic, this $10.8 billion sector of our economy is just poised to really grow, to bring those tourism dollars, to bring the local shops popping up on the side of the bike path that the Lieutenant Governor mentioned, and to really make our communities great places to be. Real estate near resources like this tends to be at a higher value than real estate that does not have these kinds of resources near it. People report feeling healthier and having more enjoyable lifetimes when they're near green space, and they have an opportunity to get outside and sit in nature. And so we are really looking to increase these investments through the governor's plan to use recovery dollars. This speaks to a strength and an opportunity we have in Massachusetts. So $100 million from ARPA to go directly into parks and trails and exactly these types of experiences. And for all of you who have worked on these projects, you know this is not a 1 or 2 year thing. This takes multiple years. So getting these dollars out the door to make these investments are critical. I should also highlight, it's a slightly different topic, but the governor has committed close to $1 billion for environmental resources through the recovery proposal generally. This includes clean water infrastructure, so important, combined sewer overflows, culverts, PFAS, which is becoming a more and more urgent challenge, as well as investing in things like protecting the water resources of Buzzards Bay. There's another $300 million in there for resiliency work. And we've seen just how difficult climate change can be and just how urgent that challenge is and how we need to get the money out the door. And then another $100 million for investments in our port infrastructure for offshore wind. So this is a tremendous opportunity, a big day for Sandwich, but for all of our award recipients. So congratulations, and we look forward to doing much, much more with these recovery dollars. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary. I'd like to introduce now the Secretary of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, Jamey Tesler.
Good morning, everybody, on this beautiful day. And it's a pleasure to be here to celebrate the commitment to partnering with communities and stakeholders to expand and connect our shared use bike and pedestrian paths across the Commonwealth. As we come out of the pandemic, the connection and opportunity these paths offer was never clearer. As families and individuals of all ages and abilities have sought new, safe, and healthy outdoor activities, and we see all across the Commonwealth the increase in our streets and in our roads, in our trails, in our paths of people walking, biking, and using all of these great facilities. MassDOT is really proud to be part of the Baker-Polito administration's MassTrails team and to be part of the work here today. And while, as I just mentioned, the pandemic unleashed more demand, it has been this team's priority for several years to work with local communities to expand these opportunities. And as has been said before today, these take a lot of time to put together, and it's that years of work that come together on a day like this to make this great investment. One theme that all the speakers have already touched on that I'd like to just expand on for 1 second is the notion of connections, because that is really what today is about, and it's in multiple respects. One, it takes connections from leadership between the governor and lieutenant governor, our elected officials, and across the state to bring this together. It requires connections with the municipalities, businesses, stakeholders, and groups that really are committed to the success of these projects. And with the growth we're seeing in bike, pedestrian, and all kinds of use of our streets, these connections are so vital to build the network here on the Cape and across the Commonwealth that really expands the use of all these assets. It was my pleasure this week to participate in the 2 other announcements of critical programs that really connect with the announcement today. Our Shared Streets program, which we announced 78 grants across the Commonwealth yesterday, and our Complete Streets program. And together, these 2 programs, which have put over or approximately $100 million into almost 500 projects across the Commonwealth, bring together this work today on trails and the work on our streets and our roads and our shared spaces to really grow the bike and pedestrian outdoor activity that we're all here together to celebrate. So again, I want to thank everybody for all the work that's gone into today, and thank everybody for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Secretary. I'd like to introduce our host senator, Senator Susan Moran.
Thank you so much. I want to thank the governor, the lieutenant governor, the administration for putting so much attention and focus into lifting up this program, and just to also, in that light, lift up all of the people who have worked on the project. Everyone here from DCR all the way down to trail guides who have stayed in there, worked through bigger challenges like we all have that have never been seen before, and have had the guidance, the background, the professionalism to help us all enjoy the outside for better health, better longevity, better future for our children. Thank you all for coming, for recognizing that. Thank you very much. And
Thank you, Senator. I'd like to introduce our host representative, Representative Stephen Zaharios.
This is awesome. So with my last name, Exaros, I'm used to going last. And I really just want to say, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, everyone, welcome to Sandwich. This is Cape Cod's oldest town. I'm proud to be the state representative, proud to see my Barnstable, West Barnstable colleagues and Sandwich colleagues. For me, this is all new. I was a police officer for 40 years in Yarmouth. I ran for state representative. You supported me, we won, and I love it. So to stand here with the governor, lieutenant governor, the American flag, the Massachusetts flag, a Coast Guard behind us, the Coast Guard that way, I love it. Welcome to Cape Cod. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative. I also want to acknowledge the Chair of the Sandwich Board of Selectmen, Mike Miller. Yep. Yep.
I want to thank the governor and his staff especially for picking us for this grant. Those of you that live in Sandwich and know Sandwich knows that Sandwich has had a bike committee for a number of years. As a matter of fact, we have 4 different chairmen of that committee here today. We have been trying for years to connect the canal to the potential bike path on Route 130 on the service road. And any of you that's ridden in any of the big races that have gone through Sandwich, that is a very difficult place to get onto. I have with me today Paul Tilton and Sean on the, now the chairman of the bike committee, Sean Poley, and Paul's the Department of Works head. They've worked on this for years to come up with potential plans of how to implement this. This grant is going to be used for that purpose, to try to come up with a viable, safe plan to get from here to the service road. And it will not be easy. I think Paul's got 6 or 7 ideas, but it's not going to be easy. And this grant is really, really appreciated in getting that process working. So on behalf of the town of Sandwich, we thank you for choosing us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, at this point, I want to go through just acknowledging the award recipients who are here. If you would, just raise your hand, and after the program, we will come up and invite you up for pictures. So if I could just, as I read, if you just raise your hands, we'll acknowledge the Town of Belchertown Conservation Commission is awarded $300,000 for design and permitting of the Belchertown Greenway Mass Central Rail Trail Connection Project Phase 2. Thank you.
Why don't you guys come on up and we'll do the picture?
Yep.
Yeah, let's just have them all come up and
Okay.
we'll do the picture
Yeah.
after they're all here.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Town of Brewster is awarded $50,000 for the design and permitting of a Wing Island boardwalk. Yep. Come on up. Central Massachusetts Regional Planning Commission is awarded $33,186 for the development of an inclusion and accessibility trail guide. Yep. Come on up. Trustees of reservations are awarded $50,000 to construct an accessible nature play trail at Coppacut Woods. Yep. All right. Come on up. Town of Easton is awarded $6,000 for an Eagle Scout project to construct trails and a boardwalk at the Paquantacut Management Area. Yep. Come on up. City of Fall River is awarded $42,950 for the Bioreserve Loop Trail Project. The Franklin Regional Council of Governments is awarded $32,473 for trail improvements and informational kiosks along the Mohican Mohawk Trail. Yep. City of Gardner is awarded $100,000 for design and permitting of the downtown North Central Pathway Connector. Thank you. The Berkshire Natural Resources Council is awarded $28,350 for the design and expansion of the Thomas and Palmer Trail System in Great Barrington. The Harvard Conservation Trust is awarded $9,098 for acquisition of maintenance and equipment and a storage shed for Harvard Trails maintenance. The town of Hubbardston is awarded $10,434 for the Hubbardston State Forest Wayfinding Project. Okay, thank you. The Pilgrim Sands Trail Riders are awarded $43,500 to reopen the Southwest Lakeville Freetown Off-Highway Motorcycle Trail Loop. Town of Medway is awarded $50,000 for the design and construction of an Adams Meadow accessible loop trail. Town of Middleton is awarded $50,000 for the design and permitting of the Middleton Rail Trail River Crossing. The Norwell Conservation Commission is awarded $17,500 for Carlton Trails expansion and connections. City of Pittsfield is awarded $133,600 for the design of the Ashawalta-Cook Rail Trail Extension Phase 2C. Green Angels, Inc. is awarded $50,000 to support the construction of a Yanner Park Trail network by youth crews in Sandus Field. The town of Sandwich is awarded $124,000 for the alternative study to determine the best route to connect the Sandwich Service Road shared path to the Cape Cod Canal Bikeway. The town of Westford Conservation Commission is awarded $27,970 for the construction of a public footbridge at O'Brien Farm. The City of Woburn is awarded $34,400 for the feasibility study for Boston and Maine Lowell Branch Bikeway Connect sections in Woburn. Thank you. All right. Anyone missed? I can't imagine.